everybody doing tonight? Is everybody ready for the big graduation that's happening after the show? No, I'm kidding. Tonight is the stand-up student showcase. Are you guys ready to see your friends and family perform? All right. I have to ask this because every once in a while this happens. Is anybody not have a family or friend here and just walked in off the street? Anybody? Okay. All right. Well, welcome. You have no idea what's going to happen, do you? Okay. All right. So this is the student showcase for the stand-up. They're going to have a first time. A lot of these guys first time ever on stage. Some of them maybe their second time ever doing this. So we are a warm, supportive crowd. Yes. We're a small but mighty crowd. Yes. A very loud crowd when we need to be. More so this side of the room than this side, but okay, we're gonna get there over here, right? Okay, great. All right, so we're gonna have a good time here tonight. We're gonna get rolling here because nobody came here to see me, right? Exactly, that's that at all. Okay, all right, sweet. All right, we're gonna start the comedy off with a good friend of mine. He actually took my class. He didn't need to take my class. He's been performing as long as I have for many, many, many years, and now he did a couple classes a few classes ago just to kind of work on some new stuff. So he's doing me a favor by coming back and just getting us started. Okay, let's give a nice warm welcome to Michael Hurley, everybody.
Keep it going for Brian, everybody, even though he didn't tell any jokes. Good to be here. How you guys doing? So we're 5 months into a new president. We all feel a certain way about that. It's like open up comedy 101, open up with politics. But no. So just to put it into context, I knew that what was going to happen after that first debate last year. You remember that? And I don't mean the debate. I mean between him and Joe, and I don't mean the debate. I mean before it happened. You know, when they're like, President Joe Biden, and when he walked out. You ever go to a restaurant and you don't know where your friends are? So when you get there, you just kind of like walk in like, I was like, God damn, it's over. Like that's, right? Did you vote for him? It's okay if you did, but you just don't like, okay, you did or you didn't? Have a good one. One of my friends on Facebook, he posted, 12 days sober from alcohol today. Hashtag 1 day at a time. All right, well, I'm going to say what we're all thinking. Well, first of all, I'm proud of him for those 12 days. But if you're going to post about something, we don't care about those 12 days. What we would like to know is what happened 13 days ago. I mean, if you're going to give us a story, right? Like, come on, tell us what, like, I know this guy. He goes hard. Like, we went drinking one night. He puked in the Uber driver's hair. And then we still went out after that. Like, goddamn. Where's his bottom? So I told that story, and then after the show, a lady came up to me, and she's like, hey, my grandson's an alcoholic. I forgot I told the story, so I did what anybody would do. I was like, nice. And then I remembered it. I'm like, well, first of all, I didn't say my friend was an alcoholic. I just said he goes hard. Like, don't lump him into whatever piece of shit your grandson is, lady. I feel like she didn't follow me on Instagram after that. But yeah, so I do comedy. I'm also an electrician. Okay, thank you. That's not everybody. Every now and then someone goes bananas, and I'm always like, have you been outside? Like I don't think it's that good a job. Like, look at my complexion. I'm 25 years old, okay? It is hot out there. I came home the other day, and my daughter's hanging out with a friend, and I'd worked 11 hours, exhausted. I walk in, and her friend's like, Mr. Hurley, what do you do for a living? Well, I was like, I'm like, oh, yeah. And as I'm getting ready to answer, I'm a lecturer. Mallory decided to answer for me, and she's like, oh, basically, he's a construction worker. I was like, well, basically, you're an accident, you little bitch. Yeah, one of my daughters moved out recently. Yeah, that's fucking, yeah, yes. Nobody moves out anymore. I know it's hard, but is there any 20-year-olds in the audience? Do you live at home?
I'm back at home.
You're back at home. That's the same. Right on. Good for you. It's hard. Usually there's some in the front. Anyway, yeah, it's hard to like. So anyway, she moved out. She spread her wings and she flew, at Halloween last year, and she moved right back in December. Like goddamn, like her. She just she moved back in. Like goddamn, that was a quick trip. It was a short flight. And then my other daughter, she got married last year. And she got married in April. Yeah, and she's divorced already. So goddamn, what I'm trying to say is. Obviously, what I'm trying to say is, when my girls put their focus on something, when they're like, I'm going to do this, they fucking bail on that shit really fast is what happened. You guys have been a lot of fun. This is going to be a great show. Put your hands together for your host and MC, Brian Kotsu. Get back out here.
One more time for Father of the Year, Michael Hurley, right there. All right, we're getting ready to bring out our first student of the evening. Now, here's the deal, guys. I didn't preface this before, though. This isn't a competition, so we're here to love on each student individually. Because I will tell you what, these guys are all best friends now. They all went drinking before the show, and I wasn't invited. But anyways, I'm not bitter. Okay, so collectively as a group, let's support everybody because they're all definitely supporting each other back there. Agreed? Fantastic. All right. Our next comic coming to the stage. This guy has taken my class before. I think this is only his second time, actually. Maybe his third time ever getting up on stage. This is all new material for him. So I'm very excited for him. Are you guys excited for him? Yeah. All right. Glendale's very own John Redden, everybody.
That's a lie. So, you guys come here often or first time? So, before I started my show, I wanted to go over a couple things that I found online that I thought would be funny, just to share with you guys. This is out there in what they call the ether / artificial intelligence. It's called white people shit. And it's a list that Google gave me of white people shit. It's all over TikTok. People are talking about what's considered white people shit. I had to know. I figured there might be a white person in here that needs to know. So here's a couple things just in case you were wondering. Calling ketchup hot sauce, that's considered white people shit. Here's a big one right here. Allowing children to talk back. That's only white people that do that. This one's understandable. It's called seatbelts. I don't know if you've heard of these things, but apparently that's something white people do. Paying taxes. I didn't know that one was accurate, but I'm going to be checking your 1099s later. Car insurance. That's a white people shit. This one's weird. I don't know if you've ever been on social media, but watching someone else's videos, this one's a big deal. Smoke alarm batteries. You hear that chirp in the background? Chirp, chirp. Last one, I don't understand it. It says fathers. That's white people. That's rude. I didn't write this list. This is from Google. Speaking of fathers, my dad's an old school cowboy and a Marine. He's old school, and everything to him was gay growing up. So, like even politics, he doesn't know anything about politics. So everything's considered gay. When it comes to politics, you're either racist or gay. There's only two options. I had to tell him, like, I don't know how to say this, but I'm registered gay, but I voted racist. So he had to deal with that one. That's a big deal. When we'd go to Costco as a kid, he was so worried about gay things that, like, we'd get the hot dog and drink combination, still $1.25 30 years ago. That was weird. But he made me eat it with a fork and knife. He didn't want to see his son eating a hot dog, like, from across the room in case one of his other cowboys saw him eating hot dogs. That'd be weird. There was kids in the neighborhood growing up that were Boy Scouts, and I always thought, I've never heard of Boy Scouts, but I'll check it out. You know, they were some Mormon kids. They were in Boy Scouts. They're like, you should try it. So I went home, explained to my dad, I want to do Boy Scouts, but before I do, there's like levels that you got to do, like tiger and lion and bear and then Weeblo. And then another one, he's like, we blow. We're Reddens. We don't blow shit. If I see you even come in here with a birthday candle, someone's getting their ass beat. So apparently I couldn't do Cub Scouts. Now that he's older, though, I like to mess with him a little bit. Tell him some jokes, just gay jokes, just to see if he can catch me. He's like 70. Even though I'm older and fat, I'm still faster than he is. So I'll tell him, like, Dad, how do you know if you're at a gay picnic? He's like, how? He says like that because he's been smoking 2 packs a day for 40 years, 50 years. How? And I'm like, well, the hot dogs taste like shit. True story. But I got that joke from TikTok. And with a lot of good jokes on TikTok. I can steal stuff from this guy and this guy. Not really the jokes, but usually the idea, and I come up with an idea. But TikTok had me worried recently. I think TikTok thinks I'm gay. Because there's this trend going around, it's called My Type. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but like guys, men and women go on there and they'll type in My Type. And all the algorithm will tell them, hey, your type is this, and it'll give them a famous TikToker who is their type, basically. And it always seems like their type looks just like their spouse. Not me. Apparently I'm special. Apparently my type is a 400-pound Asian guy that beatboxes and breakdances. So that's definitely my type, I guess. All these gay jokes, though, like, is it gay to have a giant pee hole? I'm asking for a friend of mine, not for me. That'd be weird. Because my friend, his wife doesn't let him use the bathroom downstairs when there's company over. He has to go upstairs. According to my wife, his wife, that's loud and gross. So, whatever. Some people, you gotta do what you gotta do. Speaking of my wife, we recently had Mother's Day. Is there any mothers in the house? Yeah, the moms. Mother's Day is an awesome holiday. When my kids were younger, it's a little different than now, but when they were younger, Mother's Day was like a day where mom could get out of the house, go spend time getting her nails done or her hair did, movie, anything like that. Father's Day is the opposite. Do you know what happens on Father's Day? That's a day where dad gets to spend time at home with his children. I don't know who came up with this idea, but it's not great. It's not fair. So I am a father. I have twin daughters who may or may not be here. I have a son. Having twins when they're younger, it's really hard. I don't know, is there any other parents that have twins out here, multiples? There you go, this guy knows. Twins are really hard. So the doctor tells you in advance, they're like, hey, there's a chance you could have multiple sets of twins. My dad's a twin. My sister had 2 sets of twins. Twins are everywhere in my family, so they're like, you gotta be careful. So I did what any natural person would do. I went and got neutered. Some call it vasectomy, whatever. If you're any young guys out there, don't know about this, it's a real simple process. It's easy, it's like 10 minutes in and out. Problem is it's extremely painful. And not the procedure itself. So like, have you ever seen that movie 40-Year-Old Virgin where Will Ferrell lays on the table and they rip out all his chest hairs? It's kind of like that. Because they give you a shot in the nutsack, they give you Valium to relax you, that's not the bad part. But when they rip the tape out of your chest, that's the awful part. No, it's true, because they got to tape your penis down to your chest and make sure that... It's not that funny, it's possible. Problem with... Gay jokes are fine, but when you do penis jokes, problem is you get people up front, like this guy, definitely right here, meat gazer, staring all night to see if I'm actually have a foot long or not. I don't know. Anyway, you guys have been great. That's all my time for tonight. Appreciate you. Have a good night. Fist bump.
Give it up for penis comedian. All right. All right, cool. One more time, James Redden, everybody. Cool. All right. Our next comedian coming to the stage. This guy has taken my class a couple different times. And I don't want to say too much about him, but very nice guy. I think the entire class loves him personally, also because he works in the medical field. So well, comics don't have health care. So anyways, you know what I'm saying. All right. Please welcome to the stage, James Trisky, everybody.
Well, hello. All right. Well, first off, as you mentioned, I am a nurse, and I have to pass out a little public service announcement. Now that I am retired, I can talk about a pandemic that you were never even aware of. I mean, it has spread worldwide. No cure, no vaccine, and everybody in here has been exposed. In fact, some of you may develop symptomology later this evening. I'm talking about optical rectitis. That is Latin for anal glaucoma. Primary symptom, I can't see my ass going to work tomorrow. I believe I was getting a chronic case, and because I never wanted to go back, and then I found a cure. I retired. So, I know I kind of look like an old hippie, and I won't deny that, but I'm currently dementia-free, at least as far as I know. Now, a lot of you are assuming that I'm an old stoner. Well, I will tell the truth. I do drugs. We're talking Flintstone, vitamin gummies, Protonics, Lipitor, Flomax if I really like to pee. But being a medical professional, I never did recreational drugs unless I had them. Now, the worst thing about, we've already established, that I am an old stoner, and the worst thing about being an old stoner is young stoners. I mean, there was a time when I was a cool dude. I was an outlaw. I was living on the edge. I mean, I knew people who knew people. I made drug deals in back alleys, parking lots, scary neighborhoods, friends' apartments. I was just hoping nobody there was a snitch. Now, I'm standing in line next to an 18-year-old that's got a medical marijuana card because his job at passing out towels at the water park is too stressful. I'm like, hell, when I was his age, my water park was an aircraft carrier. And there were no dispensaries. I had to find my own weed. So anyway, inside, I'm greeted by a 20-something-year-old that's trying to grow a beard. And he wants to explain to me the various splicing techniques and genealogy and all the stuff they went into growing this particular strain. And then, like I said, I established I'm an old stoner, so I only have 2 questions. How much and how high? Now, when they legalized grass in Colorado, I made a special trip to Four Corners just so I could stand legally in Colorado smoking grass with 1 foot in Arizona, maintaining my outlaw status while enjoying the New Mexico scenery and exhaling into Utah just to piss off the Mormons. Yeah, it's one of those points. You actually laughed at that, so I forgot where I was at. All right, so anyway, I went to California after they legalized because I wanted to have my first experience buying legal grass. Called up my brother-in-law, asked him to take me to a dispensary. This fool drives me to a strip mall and parks in front of a California Highway Patrol substation. I'm like, all right, dude. Very funny, I'm the comedian. He's sitting there laughing and pointing, and I realize that there is a pot shop next to the cop shop. And if you thought that was crazy, you should have seen the caravan of cops and stoners at the Dunkin' Donuts. Well, anyway, mission accomplished. I have my official legal weed, and I'm confidently striding past the chips officer, and I'm thinking, man, I could really use some nachos. Maybe I'll get some after the show. I don't know. I mean, where are Punch and John when you need them? As a boomer joke for those of you who didn't get it. So, like I said, being an old stoner, people are constantly wanting me to contrast. You know, they want me to compare the old weed with the new weed. And hey, it's definitely stronger. And oh my God, the edibles. The other night, I was all comfy on my couch watching the boob tube. I was test driving a new edible, and the Flomax kicked in. Remember the Flomax? So I stood up, and I realized really quickly it was not a really good idea. So I did a left leg Godzilla stomp, and then a right leg Godzilla stomp. Now that I'm firmly planted on terra firma, I raced to the bathroom. Well, at least my mind was racing. What my feet were doing, I'm not sure. I mean, hell, I'm not old. I'm only in my very, 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 very late 60s. Finished in the bathroom, I sprinted back to the kitchen. And as I got into the kitchen, the song Stuck in the Middle with You starts playing. The next thing I know, I've got jokers to the left. I've got clowns to the right. And I'm dancing. And I realize I may be too old and stoned to walk, but I'm never too old and stoned to rock and roll. And as a contingency plan, I have developed the more safer and safer penguin walk. Now, people are constantly wanting to know how I stay so young. Well, I tell them two things. One, never act your age. Not a problem for me. And laugh a lot. And in these stressful times, I highly recommend M&Ms twice a week. Now, I'm not talking about the candy, although I do find the green M&M extremely sexy. Hey, I have a pinup of her wearing checkered flag go-go boots in my bathroom. Now, I'm talking about marijuana and masturbation. Two extremely enjoyable activities that are synergistically awesome. That's a cool medical term, by the way. And if you do it right, and with as much practice as I've had, I do it right, I get a free cardiac stress test every time. Let me tell you, my heart's working just fine. Well, that's my time. I'm James Trisky, and if you remember anything about this, 4 out of 5 doctors agree. Laughter is the best medicine. Thank you.
One more time for James Trisky, everybody. Don't do drugs, kids. I like James has a distinct way of talking. Did you guys notice that? He kind of talks in a way that makes you want to listen all the time. And he's my favorite person to impersonate in this class. So there we go. There, I did it publicly. Instead of behind his back like I have been, okay? Hopefully, he didn't hear it. Anyway, I don't know. Give it up for James one more time, everybody. I love James. All right, our next comic coming to the stage, a first-timer. We're all here to support him, yes? Yes! Fantastic, I love it. All right, this guy, very nice guy, came in actually with some really great material. Really like this guy right out the bat. Very funny guy. Please welcome to the stage for the very first time, Chuck Tholen, everybody!
Thank you, Brian. I live in a 55-plus community, which is a lot of fun, but it gets a little weird sometimes. When I first moved in, I would see all these people out walking with strollers. And I'm thinking, that's odd. Why? There's no kids that live in here. We're 55-plus. Oh, must be all the grandkids that come. No. Then you start looking at the strollers. There's no kids in those strollers. It's all pets. I'll guarantee you, there's not a pet in my neighborhood that has ever walked anywhere. They've strolled, but they haven't walked. The other day I was out, I see this guy coming toward me. He's got a double wide stroller, really nice high-end stroller. Sitting in the middle of it is an 80-pound Old English Bulldog. You know, the ones that look like a little tank with the big underbite? As he goes past me, the dog looks at me, he's like, "Sup? Check out the ride, vato. Paseo suave." Thinking that is the weirdest thing. Why does the English Bulldog have a Spanish accent? Don't know. I would describe myself to people as a geek. I love technology. I was an engineer for many years, designed circuitry, love technology, but it's got to be useful technology. There is a lot of useless technology out there, specifically for your cell phone. These apps that are on your cell phone, I have a buddy of mine that has an app that converts his keypad to a rotary dial phone. Why? There's no reason for this. I mean, granted, it's funny watching him put in his passcode. Oh, I messed up. He thinks it's great. I think he's an idiot. But it got me wondering what other apps are out there that are really just useless to have. So I created a list that I call Apps for Idiots, or AI. Anybody heard of it? It's been on the news. It's mine. These are actual apps you can download to your cell phone that have no value at all. First one, the Is It Dark Outside app. Swear to God, that's a real app. It uses your phone's location and time to tell you if it's dark outside. There are two groups that need this app, vampires and lazy idiots. And I think the vampires have their own system, so not worried about that one. This was a good one. The Send Me to Heaven app. Now, real app, it records how high you can throw your cell phone into the air. I have owned a cell phone for over 20 years. I have never once needed that information. Over 1 million idiots have downloaded that app. And I'll almost bet 990,000 of them had to go buy a new cell phone after they failed to catch the one they threw in the air. Could you imagine going into the Verizon store trying to explain that? "Sir, what happened?" "I wanted to see how high I could throw it in the air." "Sir, you're an idiot and we're revoking your phone privileges." This one was an odd one. The Kiss Analyzer app. Yeah, the Kiss Analyzer app. You kiss your phone's screen and it will tell you if you're a good kisser. Now, in the interest of research, I did try this one. Turns out my wife is one lucky lady. Yeah. On the downside, my phone won't stop sexting me. "I miss you, call me." Ooh. Oh. Something about me that a lot of people don't know, and I don't usually like telling people this because it kind of freaks them out, but I figure we're all friends here, right? Okay. When I was younger, I did 12 years of hard time. And this is not a marriage joke. I'm happily married. She may think she's doing hard time, but I'm good. No, this one, this changed me a lot. I went in a really naive kid, and I came out a hardened adult. And not only did I do 12 years, I did it at two of the strictest institutions in this country. Our Savior's Catholic Grade School and St. Joseph's Catholic High School. Any Catholics here tonight? You know, there's some flashbacks. Yeah, there's some flashbacks probably going on if you went through school. This was back in the 60s and 70s. They didn't have lay teachers. This was all nuns. This was during the nuntaceous period when vast waddles of nuns roamed the prairies, instilling discipline in children with that wooden ruler they all carried. My God, that was like their fountain of youth. Every smack they doled out just put them one step closer to immortality. It's like picking up a med pack in a Call of Duty video game. It's like, I feel good. I knew that I would. So good, so good. I earned more life. Yeah, I was not a good Catholic. You know, I questioned a lot of stuff, and I know they got a new pope. Yes, we all saw the smoke. He saw his shadow. We got 6 more weeks of winter. Okay, I got it. The person that I feel sorry for is his brother. Because you know mom and dad have a new favorite now. There is nothing you can do. It's like, Mom, I I got a full cure for cancer. It's perfect. I cured all cancer. That's nice, Louis, but your brother's the Pope. If that's me, I'm over at the Vatican. I'm knocking on the door going, dude, let me crash tonight. Come on, let me wear the hat, please. Hey, I got a date Saturday. Can I borrow the Pope Mobile? That'd be kind of fun, cruising in the Pope Mobile. Hey, check out the ride, Bato! Paseo suave. Well, that is it for me. You guys have been so much fun. Thank you so much for supporting the showcase.
Keep it going for Chuck Tholen, everybody. I actually tried that app he was talking about, that Kiss Analyzer, and I'm a pretty good kisser, it said. But the funny thing is, Chuck made me do it on his phone. That's not creepy or anything. I don't know. Anyway, all right, moving on. Our next comedian coming to the stage. This guy took my improv class and had so much fun he wanted to try stand-up. So what do you say we support him for his first time ever doing stand-up? What do you guys say? Yes? Fantastic. Please make a big, huge, stir-crazy welcome for Andy Valle.
What's up, guys? You guys having a good night? Yeah! All right, my name's Andy. I'm not white enough to be Andrew, and I'm not Mexican enough to be Andres. I'm just Andy, you know, like from Toy Story. With that being said, I'm not Mexican enough to get deported either, so please stop calling ICE on me. If I come off a little feminine or gay, I apologize in advance. I'm not gay. I was born and raised in California. There's a difference. Gay people like rainbows and unicorns. Californians like skinny jeans and avocado. Yeah. Growing up as a kid, my mom used to always tell us, if you say a bad word, I'm gonna get a bar of soap and put it in your mouth. Now, I'm not sure if that's a Mexican thing or just child abuse. Either way, I wasn't trying to find out, right? Then the day came. I found out. I said a bad word in front of my mom, man. Yeah, so she took my Game Boy away because I had bad grades. D stands for diploma, Mom, get over it. Yeah, so she took my Game Boy away, right? I ran to my room and I slammed the door. My sister comes running. Andy, Mom said if you do that again, she's gonna put a bar of soap in your mouth. I was so mad, I yelled, bitch, please. I was talking to my sister, but for some reason my mom thought I was talking to her. For sure she heard me because she ran down that hallway. She ran to my room with the bar of soap in her hand. She shoved that soap so far down my throat, I was farting bubbles the rest of the day. And that's not even the worst part. I remember the bar of soap was small, which means it wasn't brand new. I can taste my dad's butt crack till this day. Yeah, I work law enforcement, hence the glasses, the Oakleys in the back of my head, if you guys didn't notice. It's a law enforcement thing. Yeah, I'm a correctional officer, which kind of sucks because everyone expects me to be this tough guy, and believe me, there's nothing tough about me. I literally wax my eyebrows before the show to look cool for you guys. Yeah, but there was one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna be tough today, right? So I get to the prison, I'm sitting on the bench with my boys, watching the prison yard, and then sure enough, we hear a radio call. Central Control, be advised. Delta Yard has a code 1, non-compliant inmate. In front of Delta 4, assembly area in front of Delta 4. The alarm goes off. Boop. Now, usually when the alarm goes off, I'm one of the last ones to get there. I play dumb like I didn't hear that shit. So. Did you guys hear something? Yeah, but then I remembered I'm supposed to be a tough guy today, right? So I snap out of it and I run to the alarm. I get there, I see other officers there, and there's a big-ass inmate, 6'5", all yoked. He's having a tantrum, right? He's yelling at all the cops. Y'all a bunch of pigs. You ain't so tough without that badge. He looks at me and goes, what's wrong with your eyebrows? Why are they so perfect? In my head, I'm like, don't cry, Andy, don't cry. That's kind of a compliment if you think about it. Come on, you're supposed to be tough. Do something tough. So I step closer to the inmate. And I say the one thing you don't tell an inmate. Shut up, snitch. I got assaulted, guys. He beat the shit out of me, man. Yeah. But I'm still in tough guy mode, right? So I bounce off the floor and I start talking shit like I won. I was all like, there's more where that came from. If you want a rematch, I'll be in the medical office waiting for you. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy working at a prison, guys. Inmates will talk. They'll talk. You just got to get them by themselves. One day I'm sitting on the bench and the inmate's walking towards me. And before he talks to me, I'm like, hey, inmate Hernandez, why do you always choose the worst times to fight? It's always during shift change or I'm trying to enjoy my lunch. Why do you guys do that? He looks at me, he's like, oh, come on, Officer Valle. I can't tell you that shit, that's snitching. All I can say is you gotta do what you gotta do to survive with these essays. As a matter of fact, I need a phone call, Valle, can you help me with that? I'm like, yeah, I can get you a phone call. You just gotta tell me where I can find some dope at around here. Oh, come on, Valle, I can't do that shit, that's snitching. I don't do dope, believe it or not, Officer Valle. But inmate Jones, cell 108, he loves dope. He loves dope so much he sleeps with it in his mattress. So can I get my phone call now, SA? Go ahead, SA, go get your phone call. Turn on phone 3. Make sure you guys listen to his phone call. This guy's a snitch. Yeah, what else? Let me see. I got a dog, guys. I got a dog. A German Shepherd. His name's Manny. I love everything about my dog, man. Except for the fact that he sheds a lot of hair. You know who else sheds a lot? Women, am I right, guys? I used to hate taking showers after my ex, man. I'd move the shower curtain. Sure enough, hair everywhere. It looked like Chewbacca just finished shaving his legs. I don't want to be rude, right? So I tell my ex, hey, babe, did you forget something in the bathtub? She didn't care. She would just take off running. Okay, Chewbacca. Yeah, my ex left me, guys. Yeah, so I went from dating Chewbacca to dating Han Solo over here. Yeah, kind of sucks, guys. I'm very lonely nowadays, man. But my dog loves that shit, man. He gets so much peanut butter nowadays. I think he's homophobic. Yeah. I remember one time I took my dog for a walk. It was a long time ago. I took him for a walk and some girl came up to me. And then she was like, oh my God, your dog is so cute. Is he like one of those police dogs or something? I'm like, no, he's just a normal German Shepherd. She's like, oh my God, I think he likes me. His breath smells like peanut butter. Oh, really? What? That's weird. He only eats normal dog food, like a normal dog. I love peanut butter. Do you want to come over for a snack later on? I mean, we're gonna have peanut butter on a stick tonight. Yeah. She's like, I would die for some peanut butter. Don't die, just enjoy it, bitch. Yeah, hopefully my son doesn't ask me how I met his mom. I don't think he's gonna like that story. Yeah, I got a DUI, guys, last year. I got a DUI, I know. That's crazy, man. I got pulled over by the cop, and I remember the first thing in my mind, the first thing I was thinking was, okay, cool, be cool, don't say nothing stupid, and put your seatbelt on. Okay, cool, boom. Put my seatbelt on, right? The cop comes, bangs on my door. The cop's like, excuse me, sir, do you know why I pulled you over? I was all drunk, I looked at him, I was like, oh, come on, officer, I can't tell you that shit, that's snitching. Yeah. He's real funny, huh? Step outside the vehicle, sir. I can smell the alcohol in your breath. Fuck. All right, so in California, the limit for the breathalyzer is 0.08, right? I blew 0.08. So the cop took me to jail that night where I blew an inmate. I'm not proud of that one, guys. I'm not proud of it. I was only in there for 16 hours, but if there's anything I learned in the prison system is you gotta do what you gotta do to survive with these essays. That's all my time, guys. Thank you, guys.
One more time for my essay. Give it up for Andy Baye. By the way, I know this is like graduation season. Actually, we voted Andy best eyebrows. So there you go. So all right, our next. It's not worth a clap, but okay. Thank you anyway. All right, cool. Our next comedian coming to the stage also took the class with Andy. Took the improv class and decided to try stand-up. First time doing stand-up. Are we excited for him? Yeah! All right. Our next comic. He won most cuddly. Please welcome to the stage Pete Perez, everybody!
How's it going, guys? I'm Andy's dog. And I love peanut butter. He needs to stop giving it to me. So yeah, I'm a DJ. So I play a lot of music for people, and I get requests all the time. So I get requests for that one song. And that one song is indescribable. They come up to you, can you play that one song? Please, play that one song. Hey, fool, play that one song. I don't know what that one song is. You gotta give me something, man. You gotta give me a name, an artist, something. That's not helping. But yeah, people get comfortable with me, you know? They're drinking, you know, they're having a good time. So, you know, they just feel like coming up and just telling you random things like, hey, you're doing a good job. Thanks, dude. I mean, you want to come back here? You want to touch the buttons? You want to push things? But yeah, they just want to be your friend, I think. And, you know, they start giving you advice. They come up to you and they're like, hey, dude, you know, 'cause my name is DJ Random Styles. But, you know, they come up to you and they're like, hey, I got a name for you, man. I'm like, all right. BFB. I'm like, BFB? What's BFB? He's like, yeah, man, like a big fat bear. I'm like, thanks. Now get out of here! Oh, okay, I get it now, because I'm over here rubbing my back, you know, and I'm like, I thought everybody scratches their back like that. I have honey over here. I get it. He's probably onto something. But yeah, you know, you get people to come up to you, you know, and the music's just going loud, you know, boom, 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 boom. Cigarette. I'm like, what? Boom, 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 boom. Cigarette. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know any song names with cigarette in it. And I'm like, sorry, I don't have that song. And she's like, no, do you have a cigarette? Get out of here. Angering the bear. But yeah, you know, my memory's not so great these days, which is a problem. You know, when you're DJ, you need to have, like, you know, songs on the tip of your tongue, you know, ready to go. They're like, hey, play something fun. I'm like, okay. You know, play a love song. I'm like, all right, I'll think of something, I guess. You know, that's all you're gonna give me? So, you know, like, I'm trying this NeuroGum. So this NeuroGum is supposed to, like, help cognitive, you know, enhancements. You know, it has, like, caffeine, L-theanine, has all this stuff in it. You know, but, like, at this point, I think it's like putting jet fuel in a cement truck. You know, like, I don't think I'm gonna get much out of this. I don't know how far it's gonna push me. But yeah, you know, I think the memory thing has to do a lot with, like, my football days. You know, I used to play football. I look like a retired lineman, not like a professional or collegiate. It's like Madden '99, you know, where the graphics were bad. But yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of their fault because they give you the helmet and they're like pumping you up and they're like, yeah, man, how's that feel? Go test it out. And you're like, okay, boom. You start hitting things. You're like, hey, what's up, man? Boom. You know, everybody you see, you just start headbutting them, you know? It's just like you're losing. Boom, calculus, gone. Boom, algebra, gone. American history, gone. I mean, I used to know all the presidents. We used to study all the presidents. I could tell you all of them. Now I know George Washington and Trump. That's it. That's all I have in my head left. but yeah, I have other hobbies too. I also collect plants. I have like 63 plants in my house right now. They're waiting for me to get home. But yeah, I mean, I take real good care of them. You know, I'm making sure that, you know, if they're leaning, you know, I put something to prop them up. You know, I give support and everything. I talk to them. You know, I'm like an indoor gardener. You know, which is interesting because everybody looks at me and think I'm an outdoor gardener. But yeah, you know, I learn about these plants. You know, I'm giving them like, you know, like you put coffee grounds in the soil. You know, you can you know, get your banana peel and put it in water, and then water the plants. You know, and it gives them food. You know, I'm doing all these things for them. Meanwhile, I'm over here just eating Dr. Pepper, drinking Dr. Pepper, and eating hot Cheetos. You know, it's like this machine's not good. This is what I'm getting. But yeah, I look up stuff on plants. You know, they've done like studies on plants too, like they put EEG stimulants on the plants to see, you know, what kind of reaction they'll get, you know, certain times of day and stuff like that. And they found that like the plant gets stimulated when you come home. Like when they see you, they know you're the owner. Like they perk up, they look at you, you know. They're like, hey, are you gonna water me? Like, what's going on here? But yeah, it just got me thinking, like, what else are the plants thinking, you know? Like, are they just looking at me like, another pizza roll? Really? Like, how long are you gonna scratch your nuts, dude? It's kind of ridiculous. Why don't you change your underwear or something? Do we have to watch Predator again? Yes, we do have to watch Predator again. But yeah, thanks guys, this is my time, BFB.
Give it up for Pete, everybody. That big, fabulous bear that he let coming out there. By the way, I have to make an announcement. I don't think between Pete and Andy from earlier, I'm half Japanese, half Caucasian, but I appreciate those guys speaking Spanish to me every week when they came to class. That's great. I don't know what they were saying. So, anyways, all right, cool. We're gonna keep the show going. You guys having fun so far? Yeah, cool. Keep that enthusiasm going. We've got our next comic coming to the stage. He took my class over a year ago, and then he hasn't had any time to get back on stage. So he's back. He's got some new material. Very funny guy. Please welcome Tyler Webb, everybody!
Hi guys, how are we? Good. I recently got engaged. Thank you. I got engaged to a woman that's 10 years older than me, and yeah, and it's great because she's older, so she likes to go to bed early, which is good for me. And also, my mommy didn't hug me enough, so I'm getting a lot of what I need here. Dating an older woman was great because we were able to skip a lot of the early relationship stuff and move straight to the stage where we just eat ourselves to death on the couch for the rest of forever. I'm kidding. We have a normal relationship. We live together. We go on dates. She changes my diaper. It's great. We actually just recently moved in together, and I'm still kind of trying to figure stuff out. She's just got different ways of doing things. When we lived separately, we did things very differently. Like laundry. She folds her laundry, puts it in her dresser. Pretty simple stuff. I use a system that I call all over the floor. It's a favorite in the household. Our beds were very different as well. She has like the typical female bed, 9 pillows for no reason, varying sizes, clean sheets, blankets. I slept a little bit differently. No sheets on a mattress I bought used. And because it was used, it had a nice big man-sized dent from the previous owner for me to snuggle up in every night. It wasn't like a small dent either. It wasn't a me-sized dent. I mean, it very well could have been two fat guys sleeping on top of each other every night. It might have been that type of situation. Now that I'm moved in, I just have a lot to learn. She has like a place for everything, keys on the key ring, towels in the linen closet. I asked her where the toilet paper was the other day. She goes, okay, upstairs in our room, go to the closet, and in the closet, it's in the back of the closet behind the hamper. I said, who are we hiding this from? Me. She's hiding it from me. I haven't wiped in 6 months. I just have, like I said, a lot to learn. I'm trying to be more civilized now as a person. Have to be with the lady. So I'm trying to take care of myself a little bit better. I'm a little bit late to the party, but I'm 33 years old, and I just learned that moisturizer works on more than one part of my body. It has been doing like a super good job in that one spot for a very long time. Like, it's been doing such a good job. I'm 33, but down there, 18. My fiance actually suggested it. She goes, hey, you've got some dry spots. You should put some lotion on there. I go, okay, where is it? What kind of weird specific spot do we have for this? She goes, it's already on your nightstand between the clock and the tissue papers. I go, shit. It's a lot of your stuff in my area, huh? I did use it though, and it was great. My skin feels amazing. She's like, yeah, dude, that's what it's for. I go, this and helping young men everywhere discover their bodies. I'm serious. I use it every single day now, and yes, it feels gay when I do my butt, but these are the things I need for myself. That's my time, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Give it up for a chronic masturbator. Tyler Webb, everybody. See, I fist bumped him. I didn't shake his hand. Okay, and you shouldn't either. No, I'm kidding. All right, one more time for Tyler after that. That was great. Cool. All right, we're going to keep the show going. This next comedian coming to the stage, he's taken my class a couple times here. He's doing well in the comedy scene locally. Please give it up for Daniel Ramirez.
How's it going? Thank you. Now, growing up, my dad was in and out of my life, which is kind of odd because a lot of people I know, like their dad just like wasn't in their life, and like a lot of people don't really know what it's like. So the best way I could describe it is like imagine going to Costco, okay? And like you get a sample, you walk around the store, and you get the sample again, and you walk around the store, and you get the sample again. And then on the fourth time, the lady's like, oh, he's finally going to buy it. And you get the sample, and then you leave Costco, cancel your membership, and never come back. So that's just kind of what it's like. I heard it on. It wasn't that bad, but no, I feel like it's kind of worse, though, because, like, he knew me. Like, he knew my personality and everything. I think he was kind of like, I'm good. I could do without this in my life, which I respect. I don't know if you guys knew this about Mexicans, but there are different flavors. The first kind is regular, which is what I am. I'm just a guy that just happens to be Mexican. And then you have the vaqueros, which are like the cowboys, If you guys ever go to Boot Barn, that's who's walking out. Having parties loud as hell for no reason at 4 a.m., that's the vaqueros. And then you have what my dad is, which is a cholo, And, like I feel like cholos, the only way I could describe them is I think they're kind of like kangaroos. Like they're brown and they just be like leaning back, It's like, I don't know. If you guys know, yeah, they just be doing that all the time. No, he's my dad's a cholo, buzz head, like any kind of stereotypical Mexican tattoo, he has them. He's like an ink book for a tattoo shop, and he's like real big, mostly on top, and he has like small chicken legs. Like you guys see the gym bros, like on TikTok and all that, like don't work out their legs. That's like what my dad looks like, But no, growing up, my dad didn't do things like stocks. He did invest, though, in like fake Jordans, so we had a lot of those around the house. Like the Jumpman logo was never what it should look like. It was always a little too wide. No, he was. My dad was in the import business. You know, he had a lot of stuff coming up from Mexico, and he'd sell it locally in the neighborhood. He sold drugs, is really what I'm getting at. So he was a small business owner, you know. But we did have a boat growing up, which was pretty cool. I remember he said, "Hey, we're gonna get a boat," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I thought he was gonna get a bass boat so we could go fishing, but he got a paddle boat, which it was just me and this big ass cholo on a lake. Like, "Hey, it feels kind of sick, huh?" I'm like, "Sure, Dad." Like, "Hey, we're making it big in the world, huh?" Like, all right, yeah, this is pretty fun, I guess. But no, my dad and we grew up different from each other. You know, like I grew up doing things like organized sports, and I had like allergy shots for my asthma. You know, like I went on play dates at the science center. You know, like we grew up just totally different. Like his brother died due to gang violence. That's a big difference. Yeah, it's all right. I don't know if you guys know the people that died due to gang violence. They're not really upstanding members of society. I'm not saying he deserved it. I'm just saying. All right, my bad. No, like my friend growing up, like we're at a park and another kid called him the N-word, and we didn't know what to do, so he took his shoes, threw in a cactus, and tickled him. Like we grew up totally different, man. Like we didn't know how to beat people up. We were like, what if we accidentally hit him in the mouth and like his tooth falls out? His mom's gonna have like a big dental bill. We can't do that. I don't know if she has insurance, but no, my dad's dad, my tata, he is a Vietnam veteran. And, you know, like people say like the whole cycle of abuse, well, it continues if you're gay, whatever you want to say about that. But, you know, it's like my dad's dad, he was hard on him, and so my dad was hard on me. But my tata, he was only 5'5", and my dad was 6 foot. And I don't really think that's fair, you know? Like, he was dealing with the Ewok, and I had Chewbacca raining down on me. So, I don't know. It really wasn't fair. But no, what the hell am I talking about? All right. No, I haven't talked to my dad in a while. It's been maybe about 8 years since I really consistently talked to him. But we did talk when the Suns were in the finals. Yeah, you got the Suns jersey. And like the Suns, he disappointed me. You know, I was like, maybe we should get lunch sometime. You know, catch up. He's like, maybe next year, bro. I'm like, all right. I get it. But no, he was a fun parent growing up. Like, I don't know if you guys ever tried those like Bean Boozled Jelly Bellies. You know, you have like it's like either green apple or pickles, and you don't know where you're gonna get. And that was like my dad growing up. You know, it was like, let's go get chicken wings at Hooters, or it's like you're gonna get punched in the liver. So I don't know. It was really. And I was just always chunky growing up, so I was like, I'll roll the dice. What are you gonna do? I always got pickle. It was never good. No, I felt bad for my mom, though. She was a responsible adult, and we call her Castro growing up. You know, so we compare her to a Cuban dictator just because she wanted me to go to bed before midnight. You know, I felt real bad, like he was just trying to keep me up to watch The Gremlins for the 20th time. It's a good movie. But no, since I'm getting older now, you know, I gotta figure out like what it means to be a man. And like things like relationship with women, it's kind of hard because, you know, I don't really see a healthy relationship with him and my mom. And I don't know if you guys knew this, with women, you guys can't hit them. I just found that out. So if you guys have been doing it, you guys better knock it off. You have until the end of the week, all right? It's grace period. Get your frustrations out. But no, with him being in and out, like it would be weird because like some weeks I'd be like almost beating him in basketball. Then the next week I gotta play against my mom, which is always weird because like she'd guard me and like she'd put her chest on me, you know? And as a young man, you don't want that. So I got real good at the Euro step, you know, crossing her up, hitting threes only, no post moves. But I had to do things like teach myself how to shave. So it was just me with the safety scissors and Dawn dish soap. My face was just always bloody. It looked like Edward Scissorhands was giving me a shave. It was horrible all the time. But like I remember I had to learn how to tie a tie for a club I was doing. And my friend's gay uncle taught me how to tie a tie. And I didn't know if it was like the whole earring thing, like, you know, like left, right, like one's a gay one. I was kind of worried that he was going to teach me how to do it the gay way, you know? I went with no tie for that event. I don't want anybody hitting on me. But no, I was like 22 years old trying to figure out how to ride a bike. You know, like I had training wheels on, helmet. I think everybody in my neighborhood thought I was special, you know? Like when I finally did a lap, they're all clapping for me. That was kind of nice though. No, he did teach me how to do some things though. Like he told me straws are for women, so I don't drink anything with a straw now. Like, and my mom, growing up, she was a dental assistant, and she told me, hey, you better use a straw or your teeth are gonna fall out. I said, that's gay, I can't do that. Get out of here, Castro. But no, I don't know if you guys have ever been to an Amish farm. You know, I kind of feel like it's like a human zoo a little bit. You know, like you just walk around. Okay, imagine this, you're working real hard and you see me walking up all chunkily, taking a picture of you, like you're like an animal at the zoo, breathing all hard. Now, I feel bad for those guys. I feel bad because they don't know what I'm doing with my phone. I could be capturing their soul for all I know. They don't know what cameras are. Now, I feel bad for the young men especially because, you know, you got women walking around with booty shorts all day, you know, shaved legs. And you got to go home to Martha, you know, hairy, dressed in a burqa or whatever they wear. My bad. No, but I don't mind a little hair on a woman. You know, I like sourdough bread. So I traded out my ex for an Amish girl. You know, so I'm dating an Amish girl now. Her name is Martha. She's pretty cool. She lives with me now. It was a long trip to get her over here. It took about 6 months. You know, my favorite horse died during the trip. And if you don't get that joke, ask the person sitting next to you. And if they don't get it, call Uber home. No, I don't want you guys on the road. But no, it's cool though. I like dating an Amish girl. She's easy to entertain. I just take her around the Tesla dealership. You know, she likes all the lights. She calls the cars Satan's chariot, and I said it's pronounced Elon. Thank you, liberal crowd. Appreciate that. But now, speaking of autism, I've been getting into AI recently, and I don't know if you guys know this. It takes 300 images from AI to offset the carbon emissions of one tree. And using that math, I probably killed like 35 trees at least. You know, just making images of me as a Power Ranger. You know? I'm always hooking up with the yellow one. I don't know if that's a girl. I hope so. I don't know. Maybe I did use a straw last week. That's kind of gay of me. But no, I use AI to make videos and images of my dad telling me he's proud of me. You know? Yeah. And I don't know if he like found a way to hack into it or something, but like my Roomba's just been like running into me every time. I don't know if he's still trying to hit me, but it's kind of fucked up. No, AI is real cool, man. It's getting real advanced. Like whatever you feed into it, it'll get back to you. And like my AI, whatever, I call him Fred. Fred knows I like to do comedy. And so I asked him for a joke, and he gave one to me. And I got it right here in my back pocket. And I'm going to read it to you guys for the first time. I haven't read it either. So let's see if Fred's funny. All right, hold on. Black people. Okay. All right. I think I got the racist one. Hey, thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. Thank you. God bless.
Give it up for the son I never called. Daniel Ramirez, everybody. All right, great job. All right, let's keep the show going. Our next comedian coming to the stage. He's a regular in my class. Please welcome Robert Stevens, everybody.
Thank you. How you guys doing? I know what you're thinking. Boy, Daryl Hammond has let himself go. For the young people out there, that's the guy who used to play Clinton on Saturday Night Live. Say I look like him, although now I've been told I look like Chevy Chase in the show Community. The young lady who said that is in the audience, but has asked me not to point her out, so. So you guys want to know, this is my previous classmate, Nina, and her fiance, Johnny, who met at her showcase, right, years ago. Yeah, great. I mean, can you believe that? She comes to one show and she meets her fiance. I take the class 10 times and I can't even get a date. Told you I had a special one for you. Okay. So I see a lot of beautiful ladies out there. Do you guys want to know how I like my women? Do you want to know? Justin, you want to know how I like my women? It's my buddy, Justin. Okay, I like thank you. He has a lot of energy. I like my women like I like my chicken wings. Hot, spicy, and bone in. Bone in. Unfortunately, all I ever get is the dry rub. New tag, I know. That's my dirtiest joke. So I tell you, I hear through the grapevine my ex-wife's doing a lot better. I mean, I was married 12 years, divorced 12 years. And I hear she's doing much better. She married a really old, rich guy. Yeah, perfect for her. No need to go to work, no need to have sex, and she gets to be first online at the Golden Corral. That's where people go, Golden Corral. Basically, the same thing as me with the no work and no sex. The only difference is he takes her to Golden Corral, so maybe I should have done that. It actually worked. I didn't think it was going to work. Okay, next one. So, you guys know March Madness, the college basketball tournament took place, a few months ago. Okay, well, that's been going on with me for 30 years, March Madness. Every New Year's Eve, I say to my resolution is I'm going to score next year. And by March, there's a lot of madness. In fact, even the worst player gets on the court and gets to score once in a while. I can't even get into the arena. Or I can't even buy a ticket, even worse, right? So I remember when I was married, my birthday would be the one day I thought I might get some action, my birthday. Unfortunately, I was born on February 29th. So I'm like a runner in the Summer Olympics. Do you want to know why? You want to know why I like a runner in summer? Okay, I'll tell you. Because I would train 4 years for 10 seconds of glory. Yeah, good crowd. I like it, good crowd. So I actually read online that they say mentally disturbed women have the best sex. That's true. And I'm thinking, how did they find that out? Did they ask mentally disturbed men? I don't know. So I kept thinking to myself, you know what? I don't think my ex-wife was mentally disturbed as I thought she was. Okay, good. Okay. That one worked a little bit. So a lot of you guys out there know I'm a Dr. MD. I don't practice anymore, but I used to be a medical marijuana doctor in Los Angeles. And I remember I started there, my first day, my third patient, I was in the San Fernando Valley, which is the porn capital of the world. It really is. And she comes in, attractive, and says, I said, why do you need the marijuana? And she goes, well, I have this, I need the marijuana because I have this terrible low back pain from having to hold all those positions for so long. She's telling me she was an adult film star. I messed that one up. That would have been funnier if I didn't mess it up. Okay. So I didn't know what to say, so I'm going to go to the next joke. Okay. That one didn't work. Okay, so I went into medicine. My dad was an eye surgeon, really pushed me to go into medicine. I didn't want to do it. So it's interesting comparing his office to my office. He's been gone since '96, but his eye doctor's office, for instance, in his office, they played Perry Como. In my marijuana office, they played Bob Marley. My dad wore a white lab coat, and I used to wear a tie-dye shirt. My dad would have Time magazine, and I'd have the 420 Times. However, we did have one thing in common. One thing. Want to know what it is? Justin? We both treated glaucoma. Some people didn't get that. In the old days, hey, these are my muses here. Hold on. So in the old days, the marijuana was only used to treat glaucoma. So anyway, so people ask me, so one day I'm at the marijuana clinic, and the secretary yells out, "Hey doc, patient's on the phone. They want to know if the gummies will help with the pain of hemorrhoids." I said, "Well, not if you apply it directly." Yeah, that one works, yes. Yes, so people ask me, to be a medical marijuana doctor, is there special training? 'Cause usually after med school, most doctors, they go to residency for 3 years and then a fellowship. And I said, yeah, there is special training. We do a residency, but the residency is in Jamaica. Yeah. And in Jamaica, all the teachers have dreadlocks. We sit around playing hacky sack. And the guest lecturer every month is Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg smokes a lot of weed. Okay. And now for the fellowship, for the 1-year fellowship afterwards, what I do is I traveled around with Snoop Dogg following his blunt roller. He's got a special blunt roller and he just pays to do that. All right, let's go on. So, so I met someone online on internet dating, and she put me right into the friend zone, right away. So I said to her, one day she calls me and starts saying, "Robert, my shoulder's hurting me." And I said, I know a little bit about shoulder treatment and manipulation. I said, "I tell you what, I got an idea. Why don't you take me out of the friend zone and I'll come over there and help your shoulder. But when I leave, boy, will your low back be hurting from having to hold all those positions for so long." Saw that coming. Right, okay. Right, so one of my friends was going to Vegas, and he said while he's in Vegas for 1 week, he wants to get laid with 2 different women. And I'm thinking, man, I've been to Vegas. I've never gotten laid with 2 different women. In fact, I've been there 10 times, and I've never had sex with 1 woman. And you want to know the worst part? 5 times I went with my wife. All right, so I did a little urgent care when I was in LA, and one of the things the male patients came in is they needed a refill on their Viagra prescription every month. Insurance pays for 7 Viagra, but you have to see the doctor every month for a new prescription. And then I thought to myself, where did they get this number 7 from, right? Are there guys that have sex exactly 7 times a month? So I figured, I'm in the middle of my marriage. I go to my doctor. I get my prescription for the 7. I fill it. And guess what? I want to know, guess what? They all expired before I got a chance to use them. So I threw them out into the trash next to the expired condoms. That's the new part of the joke. That's the tag. Yeah, okay. So I figured to impress the ladies, I'd get a Rolex. But all I could afford was a fake Rolex. So I went to the jewelry repair store to get a link off. It was too big burly guy. He goes, "Come back 1 week." I said, okay. So I come back. There's 2 women there my age. Ooh, wait till they see with the Rolex. I said, "How you doing?" Like that. And he goes, "Oh yeah, you, the fake Rolex, hold on." Thanks a lot, guy. I go, "Dude, this is LA. Everyone lies for a living here. What's the matter with you?" A little bit new. Okay, so I'm going to close it up, right? Thank goodness. Get off of here. You guys, yeah, I'm closing it up. You guys know who Alex Trebek was. He was the host of Jeopardy! It was a TV show, trivia, questions and answers. I would hike in LA with my dog, and I would hike by his house. Everyone knew this was his house, big front lawn. And his dog and my dog did not get along. Basically, my dog would pull, rah, 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 and his dog would come running up against the gate, rah, 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 rah. What the hell? Okay. I lost my thought. And my dog would be, rah, rah, rah. And it was really difficult because no matter what I did, his dog had all the answers. Okay, thank you, everybody.
Keep it going for Robert S. Stevens, everybody. The S stands for single. Okay, all right. You guys ready to finish out this show? All right, fantastic. By the way, if you guys ever are interested in trying stand-up, you can go to the website, StirCrazyComedyClub.com. Check out the classes. You could be up here in no time. Okay? All right. You guys ready? First, final comic. One more time. Let's make some noise. All right, fantastic. Our next comic coming to the stage. He's taken this class a couple times. Very funny, wonderful guy. Please welcome Eddie Soto.
What the hell are you looking at? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so right off the bat, they always put the comic who has a guitar on last. You know, come on, you couldn't follow me with or without it regardless, so the hell with that. Here we go. Ready? Let's start now, all right? I want to pay for their beer. They're not drinking beer? Okay, good. Okay, right off the bat, I want to talk about, everybody knows the saga of R. Diddy. I mean, P. Kelly. Whatever, same name, whatever the hell it is. The pedophiles. I want to talk about them tonight, okay? Let's talk about P. Diddy, okay? I'm going to need some audience participation. Put your hands up if you want to participate. Thank you very much. That's enough. I only need one. There he was, just walking down the street. Did he do it? Diddy's dumb if he did. You got that? Snapping his fingers and shuffling his feet. Did he do it? Diddy's dumb if he did. He liked dudes. Louder. He liked dudes. He liked chicks. He liked dudes. He liked chicks. And he made them suck it. I can't do that. Anyway, okay, I'm not R-rated, really, I'm not. So, back in the day, I used to work at the sheriff's department, and I always wondered how P. Diddy got the Police, my favorite band, how ironic, I get it, and mainly Sting, to give up that song, Every Move You Make, and turn it into I'll Be Missing You, right? Well, now we know. He's got some shit on, P. Diddy had some shit on Sting, obviously, right? You better be careful. They probably got shit on you. You guys better check your closets out, right? Okay? He's got shit on everybody. But anyway, so I'm thinking P. Diddy probably went to his freak-offs? Is that what they're called? Freak-offs? Yeah, so I'm sure he was like at his second or third one. And P. Diddy told him, come here, Sting, come on to my office. Step in my office. So he walks in and almost falls on his ass. And P. Diddy says, be careful, there's some baby oils right there. Okay. So anyway, P. Diddy told him, he said, listen, I need you to look at something, okay? And Sting goes, sure, why not? Every move you've made, every freak you've laid, everyone you fucked. Well, you're out of luck, 'cause I was taping you. Oh, can't you see? Your ass belongs to me. I'll delete the shit tonight. Just give me the copyright. Wasn't only taping you, I was taping Britney too. I got Justin Bieber smoking reefer, but I was taping you. So anyway, Sting's sitting there, and I'm pretty sure his response was like, he's just in awe. He can't believe what he's just seen on the screen. And I'm sure his response was this. God damn. God damn. God damn. Everybody. God damn. Come on, don't be scared. God damn. God damn. Fuck. So anyway, that's what I think happened. What Sting, how he took it. Anyway, regardless. So down the road, Diddy's he's in jail now, and he's waiting on his lawyer. His attorney is an ex-con, which is apropos for P. Diddy. But anyway, he's always late. He's 6'6". He's lifts a ton of weights, okay? But he's got this thing about he thinks he can really sing, right? So, and he's got a black belt in karaoke. I got chills, they're multiplying, and I'm losing control, 'cause the power you're supplying, it's electrifying. So thank you. So he would sing. P. Diddy would look at him and just roll his eyes. Jesus, you gotta fucking sing a song every time I need you? Damn. But he was a good attorney, so he didn't care. So anyway, P. Diddy goes, well, what am I doing here? What's happening? They've arrested me. What's going on? Somebody tell me. They haven't told me shit. So he goes, the attorney goes, and now your end is near. You're gonna face electrocution. Oh, you're just funny as hell, ain't you? You're just a funny guy, right? Oh, my God. Can you please tell me what's going on? Do you really want to know the truth? And P. Diddy goes, yes, please. I pay you for that. Why not? Okay. Listen, will you guys clap your hands for me? Slow down. Diddy, you're going to prison. That's where they send you to teach you a lesson. I tried to tell you before, you wouldn't take my advice. Who's crying now? 'Cause you're going for life. Diddy, you're getting a number. Yours till the end of time. Diddy, your prison number 8675309. Everybody. 8675309. 8675309. One more time. 8675309. Diddy, I tried to warn you. For what you did, they're gonna scorn you. You wouldn't take my advice, you laughed in my face. You're sorry now, 'cause you're staying in this place. One more, right? Diddy, you're getting a number, yours till the end of time. Diddy, your prison number. Everybody, 8675309. Everybody. 8675309. 8675309. Just the ugly people. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Everybody. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Backwards. 5309. 8675309. One more time. 8675309. 86753. Give me a drum roll, everybody. 9. Thank you. My wife doesn't know I'm out. You guys are so nice. I really appreciate it.
One more time for Eddie Soto, everybody. Go. If I can have the rest of the comics come on up on stage real quick. Come on, comics. Don't be shy. Don't get shy on me now all of a sudden. All right, one more hand for all of these comics that you saw tonight. Robert, Pete, We got everybody in? Cool, cool. All right, guys, we are done for the evening. What we're gonna do is we're gonna let you guys take some pictures of these guys, and then when we exit, we're gonna exit out that door over there. As for right now, we'll just leave the lights. You guys can take some pictures, and then. But thank you guys for coming out. Good night. Good. All right. Cool. All right. Good night, guys. We'll see you again. Good night. Boom.